Some ladies, when their pregnancy test turns out positive, they'll be like, I just saw my period last week. How come I'm pregnant? It's not your period that you saw. That is implantation bleeding. Hello, my wonderful people. Welcome to this video. So in this video, we're talking about how to differentiate between implantation bleeding and period. Some ladies, when their pregnancy test turns out positive, they'll be like, I just saw my period last week. How come I'm pregnant? It's not your period that you saw. That is implantation bleeding. So in this video, we're talking about how to differentiate between implantation bleeding and period. First of all, what is implantation bleeding? When your egg is being fertilized, it travels for like 5 days and gets to the uterus on the 6th day. So when it gets to the uterus, it implants on the uterus. Sometimes when the embryo is being implanted is very close to the blood vessel. And when it penetrates the blood vessel, there will be some escape of blood and it will come out through your VJ. That blood that is coming out through your VJ, when the embryo is being implanted, is called implantation bleeding. How do you differentiate between implantation bleeding and spotting? Number one, timing. Implantation bleeding usually happens around 6 to 10 days after your ovulation, while period is about 14 days. But for people with shorter cycle, it might be 10 days, 12 days. So if you're seeing this blood around 6 to 10 days, it can be implantation bleeding. 2, cramping. Implantation bleeding usually comes with light cramping. It's not as intense as period bleeding, while period bleeding is associated with more intense cramping. Number 3, color. If the color is light pinkish or brownish, it is implantation bleeding. But if it's more darker and bright red, it is period bleeding. Number 4, consistency. Implantation bleeding is usually thin, watery, light pink, while period bleeding is more heavier, it's more thicker in consistency. Another thing we should look out for is clotting. When you start seeing clots and heavy flow, that's a pure indication that it is period bleeding. So if you're believing God for a child and you start spotting, don't just panic that maybe you're not pregnant again this month. Just check out for these signs to know if it's implantation bleeding, which is a very good sign that you're pregnant, or is your period. Thank you for watching. Bye.